I'm just going to say it. It's because we're all miserable. That's what it is. You've become a miserable adult, and that's why you don't know how to have fun in your life, even if it bit you in the butt. What's up, beautiful people? My name is Sherelle, and if you are tuning into this video, thank you so much. So today I wanted to get into the topic of why moms can't be the fun parent. It can go either way. It could be moms or dad, but I think if you find yourself doing most of the tasks around the house and you look at the other parent and the way that they interact with you all's children, and they seem to be, just having a blast, and you just feel bad, you feel guilty, and you feel like, why can't that be me? Why can't I just chill out, take a chill pill, and have a good time with my kids? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can't. I'm just kidding. You can. I actually was thinking about it because that was just me the other day. And I was like, watching my husband and the kids interact, laugh, run around the house, have a good time. And mind you, these are all things that I do with my kids as well. But I don't know. It was just one of those days I was just in one of those moods. But then I thought about it. I have been doing third grade homework. I have been changing diapers all day. I have been running up and down the road, managing the house, managing the kids, and all of the above, right? All of the things on my checklist to do. And what I've realized is just that I may be the default parent. But where did that start? I feel like for me, that probably started during pregnancy. And if you think about it, from the time that you know that you're pregnant, you have this big responsibility to make sure your child is kept safe, even at the risk of your own detriment. It's like, well, it's not harming the baby, and it's fine. Like, we're not going to bother with it. I mean, I remember actually sitting in my doctor's office asking about these patches that developed on my leg during my first pregnancy. And I literally looked at my doctor, he looked at me, and he just pointed to a chart of a uterus. Yeah, he did that. And I thought to myself, okay, I mean, did you not hear my question? Did I ask a stupid question? And so after that, I kicked him to the curb and I got another doctor. I asked another doctor, and she was like, hey, it looks like it's just a little eczema during pregnancy. It's completely normal. The baby's fine though. So I mean, it's not affecting the baby, so you'll be fine. And throughout all my other pregnancies, I've kind of gotten that same thing. Like, well, you could be losing a limb, but if it's not taking away blood from the baby, then you'll be fine. And I mean, I wasn't losing the limb, of course. It almost felt that way. I mean, as long as the baby's fine, we're not going to worry about it. That's kind of the tone that had been taken. It's like a lack of care for mom. And so that actually set the tone for how I parented. It's almost like I put my needs to the side, because it's like, well, if it's not about the kids, and the kids come first, then I can get to my stuff later. Like, if it affects the kids, then I'll have to address it head on. But if it's just my thing that I want to do, or something that I need, but it's not really a need, then I can move on. It really wasn't that serious. At least that's how I started to process things as a mom. It's been a struggle, and I find that other parents have also struggled with taking on the kids and putting your stuff to the side to the point where you no longer have fun. I actually was looking at an article the other day, and I'll link that in the description box below, but it talked about default parenting. So let me let you know what default parenting is. What is default parenting? The default parent is the parent who does the lion's share of the day-to-day work of parenting. The default parent makes the breakfast, gets the lunches ready, does most of the school pickups and carpooling, helps with homework, and knows the kids' schedules without having to check a calendar. I fall right into that category. The other parent would be considered the backup parent, to that. So I guess in my situation, I would be the default parent and my husband would be the backup parent. No slight to my husband because he's very hands-on, but it's really hard to not take a step back because I'm home all day with the kids. I kind of know what they like, don't like, because I've had more time to study them. But you have to think, even when they were conceived, I have spent so much time getting to know the personalities, even from the womb, of my children. And my husband just has not. He hadn't experienced it firsthand. It was more so secondhand because of what I told him, or maybe things that slipped in my mind that I didn't even think to tell him when it came to the development and growth of our children. And so that just have seemed to carry on. Think about it. After a long day of doing homework and running back and forth and running errands and, making sure your child doesn't hurt themselves or the other kids or the cat. I'm a cat mom, y'all. After doing all of that, you're done for the day, and it's like fun. And when you think about fun as a parent who keeps up and juggles everyone's schedules, everyone's attitudes, everyone's homework and to-do list, you actually have to schedule fun. And anything outside of that is actually a push. Like, you actually have to try. And it's like a lot of times we don't have it in us to even try it. And we have bursts of energy, maybe. I won't say we. Let me speak for myself. I may have bursts of energy where I'm like, okay, let me do something fun because I want this to be a memorable moment for my children. And I want them to know that I love them and I want to laugh with them and dance with them. And so I have those moments, but I can't have them all the time because it's not planned out in my head. And maybe it's because I'm not a very spontaneous person. As a mom, I felt like I was very spontaneous as a young adult, as a child. But as a mom, where little ones are actually depending on you, it's a little bit different. You can't be as spontaneous without considering, like, okay, is this one old enough to be able to handle, I don't know, for instance, let's say we get like a blow up pool. Okay, well, will this one get hurt? Is this one afraid of water? Is that one, like, is this a new thing for them? Is the pool new to them? Do we have to teach them safety tips? How many people are going to be there? Who's going to all drive there? What are we going to wear? Are we going to have snacks, bottles, diaper bags? How many diapers? Change of clothes? You know what I'm saying? And so it starts to become less fun and you start to become stressed out. And that's like for every single task, especially the big ones. And on top of that, you got to take pictures, because if you didn't take a picture and post it on the internet, it did not happen. Or at least according to the internet, that's how it goes. But I mean, you want to have all these memories and you want to create these memorable moments for your children. But as a parent who has been told since pregnancy that, as long as the baby's okay, don't worry about what's going on with you. It's almost like as long as they have a good moment, and this is my way of processing it, as long as they're having a good moment, as long as it's not affecting them negatively or putting them in harm's way, don't even worry about you. Just think about the experience that you want to cultivate for them. When I thought about that, it just blew my mind. And I was like, I want to be the fun parent. But I'll say this. Things don't get done when you're always having fun. There's a time and a place for everything. And I may be beating a dead horse with this saying because we've all heard it before, but it's so true. It seems like maybe the other parent can kind of brush off, homework, or brush off dinner, or brush off whatever the task may be that you want, your spouse to participate in. It may seem easier for them to brush it off because maybe, they haven't gotten their mind that take the fun parent hat off, because there's a time and a place for that, and put on the rain boots and the trench coat and like get into it, go out there, get dirty in homework and dirty diapers and washing the clothes and all of those things. And do you want them to be miserable like you? No, of course not. I mean, maybe you do, like just a little bit. Maybe you do. I mean, I know I don't want my husband to be miserable, because then we're all going to be miserable up in here, and we don't want that. Honestly, trying to share the load with the other parent, with your spouse, I feel like that helps. And also having them plan out fun moments and you just going along for the ride. And it just seems like, oh, they didn't consider, have you considered this? Have you considered that? I mean, maybe not make a big fuss about what they have or have not considered. Just go along for the ride. Pick up some extra diapers if you know your person and you know that they don't ever grab no extra diapers, they don't make no extra bottles because they never think about it. You do it without making a big fuss. And I say it because that's what I've been doing. I mean, I've been like, you know what? I know we need that playpen, and he always thinks that we'll be fine without the playpen. But you know what I do? When we're going somewhere, I'm like, I'm going to bring the playpen. I'm bringing that playpen because I know we're going to need it. It's going to make a big difference. Our stress levels, how we're going to manage all three of the kids at the same time as we're bringing the bags in. I repeat, bring that playpen. So, are you the default parent? Are you the fun parent? Are you the miserable parent? What type of parent are you? And why do you feel that way? Well, thanks for tuning in to today's conversation. Until next time.